Welcome to Chapter 13 of The Good Earth. As always, I will begin with a brief synopsis of the chapter, followed by some key points to pay attention to, and then finish off with some big ideas that the author is looking at, as well as asking some questions that I think are important to consider as you read the chapter. Chapter 13 continues Wang Lung and Olan's description of their experience with poverty in Jiangsu. One thing that you will notice is how mixed up the timeline becomes. It is impossible to tell exactly how long they spent in the city. This chapter abounds with descriptions of poverty, but also with sharp contrasts between the rich and the poor. Wang Lung's father gives Wang Lung a little advice, which is extremely rare in the novel, as he explains that he too had to come south twice before in order to keep himself alive. In this chapter, Wang Lung begins to seriously consider selling his daughter. He talks it over, but admits that he cares for her and that he cannot bring himself to do it. His neighbor, who works nights pulling heavy cartloads, tells Wang Lung that he has sold his daughters in the past and that he plans to sell his next child if it is a daughter, because that is what poor people do in order to survive. He also goes on to hint that this situation cannot last and that when the rich get too rich, there are ways to mend that situation as well. Do pay attention to the description of the poverty. Clearly, part of what the author is trying to do is give us a picture of the situation as she saw and understood it, so take some time to notice it. Also, the idea of slavery. Although the book was published some 50 years after the American Civil War, slavery and its legacy was still on the minds of her readers, so pay attention to her use of the word and its implications for the novel and for her readers. Finally, pay attention to the foreshadowing by Wang Lung's neighbor. What do you think is coming? Poverty and all of its implications are a big part of the novel, especially of this chapter and this part of the book. Why do you think the author spends so much time talking about it and giving so many details of it? Also, why do you think her readers enjoyed it? Remember, this book was very popular, and I'm guessing that many of you are enjoying the book as well. Why? What is it about human suffering that we find so compelling? Another big idea is the question of unequal treatment between boys and girls. This is not the first, and it won't be the last time that girls are referred to as slaves in this story. Something about that offends our 21st century sensibilities. Why? The author includes these details for a reason. What are those reasons? Is she just trying to be accurate about the setting, or does she have something more to say? And if she does, what is it?